Good morning, everyone. How are we today? Welcome to our self-care session. I'm Suzy Redding, one of the founding members of Nourish, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you a lovely, soothing session on Nature Tonic. Now, this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and I think they have chosen the theme beautifully. We're looking at the therapeutic benefits of nature. I think we all know firsthand the power of nature to calm and soothe us by virtue of our experiences through the global pandemic. And as lockdown eases, nature remains one of the most accessible ways that we can sustain ourselves and that we can deepen our connection with other people. So today, I want to take a look at the benefits of nature, some of the research, which will help you understand how to best get support from Mother Nature. And I want to build a little toolkit using nature as an anchor. Okay, so let's take a look at the benefits. I think we all instinctively know that there is something about the quiet calm of nature that's very contagious. We commonly accept that human beings have a deep biological need to be connected with nature. Now, that natural impulse is known as biophilia, and it recognizes the interdependence between humans and the natural world. And there are scientific studies being released every year that show spending time in green space or bringing more nature into everyday life can benefit both mental, physical, and emotional health. And I think what we're seeing is that it's not just a nice to have, it's a have to have. And there's some interesting research from new fields like eco-psychology, which is looking at the relationship between humans and their natural world. Then we've got ecotherapy, which is an application of eco-psychology, which looks at how we can use nature as a therapy to promote growth and healing, specifically looking at mental health. And then we've got horticultural therapy, which is even more specific still, and that's looking at how we can use gardening and plant-based activities to improve mental health and well-being and also our social skills. So it's not just an observation. There's an awful lot of research out there that shows just how much we need nature and how much nature can be an incredibly soothing tonic. So let's take a walk through those therapeutic benefits. Nature has a really powerful impact on our mood. For anyone that has experienced seasonal affective disorder, you will know just how important access to daylight is for our mood. But even if you're not affected by seasonal affective disorder, I think it's fair to say that we all experience hibernation mode in winter. That is very real. But also that natural resurgence of energy and optimism that comes with the rebirth of spring. That's also very tangible, and I hope that you're experiencing that now. The mood boosting properties of nature is very much supported by research using horticultural therapy. Prescribing gardening activities has been shown to be very helpful in trauma work with war veterans, reducing depression, anxiety, and anger. And I would say that for us mums, it can be particularly helpful for helping us process our emotions and make sense of our experiences. And as we come to the section of this session on tools, we'll have a look at how we can use that in our motherhood journey. Nature certainly boosts our cognitive functioning and our energy, doesn't it? I think we've all been there. Energy flagging, thinking, oh my goodness, the next round of Play-Doh or the next meal preparation, how am I going to face it? But actually, just a quick dose of nature therapy can be enough to blow out the cobwebs. It boosts our creativity. It boosts our problem-solving ability. It helps us focus. It helps us find our mojo. But here's the fascinating thing. Research has shown that even a micro break of nature, and I'm talking just looking at an image of nature, not even necessarily getting out in it and going for a quick walk, but just looking at a photograph of nature for as little as 40 seconds, that can help, okay? So here's a tip. Make sure that you have some images dotted around the house that can give you that little micro break. Now that's where a vase of cut flowers can be really powerful, or a little, I like having a little kitchen garden of herbs or bulbs at that time of year. And these can just give us something to anchor our attention on. Take a couple of calming breaths and then we can get back to it, okay? So let's keep going. Physical healing is another thing that is boosted by nature. So when we are recovering from illness or injury, nature can expedite that physical healing and repair process. And that, again, has been backed up by research, studying patients who had undergone gallbladder surgery. One group of patients faced a view of trees, the other faced a view of a brick wall. Now, those viewing trees left hospital a day earlier and required less painkillers. Yeah, it's very tangible. Now, that's also been backed up by another study using just images. So one group of patients recovering from heart surgery faced a wall with images of a tree-lined stream or a forest. The other patients faced a wall using abstract art or just a blank white panel. And again, those looking at nature recovered quicker, and they also reported experiencing less anxiety. That's very tangible. Nature also boosts our gut health. So being in nature boosts the healthy functioning of our gut by virtue of the bacteria that we take in, whether we breathe it in or through our hands. And in this highly sanitized life that we are living right now, we need to boost the healthy functioning of our gut, not just for our immune system, but also for our mental health, because 95% of serotonin is produced by bacteria in the gut. So we've got to get that healthy balance right. So time in nature is really important for gut health, immune health, mental health by that mechanism as well. It's a potent way of releasing stress. Research has shown that comparing a group of people exercising in a green environment compared to those exercising in an urban environment experienced significantly less rumination. Now, that was not just based on self-report questionnaires, it was also looking at brain scans. So those moving in nature's beauty, the parts of the brain responsible for worry, sadness, anxiety were less active. Right? It's backed up by very solid research. Emotional health. Nature is such an incredible tool for helping support us through stress, loss, and change. How important is this for us as mothers? Yeah, you think about our motherhood journey, all of that adjustment, all of that load. The beautiful thing is that we can take it to Mother Nature and feel held and feel supported and soothed. And I want to take a little look at some of the messages that nature has for us today. These can be so powerful for us as mums. So the first metaphor is that nature really is the guru of change. Yeah, you look at the 4 seasons that help us make peace with the seasons of our life. It reminds us that there is a time to bloom. There is also a time for decay, and that death is a very normal and inescapable part of life. Just meditating on those messages that nature has for us can just help us make sense of these experiences and remind us that it's all very normal. And then some of the more seasonal metaphors, you can look at the tenacity of the daffodils that we've just witnessed, yeah, emerging through the snow. We can also be bold, we can also have faith, and we can also wait and take our time. There is a timing, yeah? The daffodils aren't doing it all year round. They know when. Then there's the flexibility and the resilience of bamboo. Now, this is something that we can certainly channel as mothers, reminding us that we can bend so that we don't break. There's the strength of the weeping willow and her incredible capacity for regeneration. The grit and determination of that tiny little flower that emerges from the crack in the pavement. Yeah, we can be just as tenacious. And then you could think about the majesty of cliffs. Yeah, those cliffs that stand there along the coastline, that they just weather whatever it is that the sea brings. We can channel that feeling with some mountain breaths. Yeah, right, mountain breaths, breathing in, raise the arms up, and exhale, lowering the arms down. That reminds us that we can stand tall like a mountain. Yeah, we can weather whatever it is that our day holds. We can breathe our way through it. There's the eruption of new life after a forest fire. Yeah, I hope that can be a useful image right now. There's been so many things that we haven't been able to do. There have been connections that we haven't been able to nourish in the same way, but now that fire is starting to be put out. The emergence of new life is coming. We can have faith in that. There's the wisdom of the farmer who rests his fields. I think this is so important for us mums. We too can respect the need for fallow time, the deep purposefulness of fallow time. We can't be doing and creating all the time. It's not possible. We are not robots. We need time and space to heal and soothe, to replenish. Now, can you imagine the self-flagellation, the guilt, the burnout that we would avoid if we just gave ourselves permission to honor this principle? Yeah, it's okay to rest. It's necessary. Look at Mother Nature. She demonstrates it beautifully. And then we have the butterfly that bides its time in transition, reminding us that we can take our time. We can go at our own pace too. We can emerge when we're ready. Isn't that a beautiful image for emerging as a new parent, or emerging as a parent who was added to their family, because that is just as big a transition and a perfect image as we emerge from lockdown as well. Yeah. So I would encourage you to think about, what are the metaphors in nature that speak to you? How can you draw on nature to calm and soothe you and to support you in your motherhood journey? And there are so many different practices that we can turn to. I love that nature really does give us an opportunity to come together. Whether you are 4, 14, 40, it's the common bond. And if you think about a lot of precious memories that you have, I imagine that quite a few of those are anchored in experiences where we are enjoying nature's beauty together. Whether that's savoring a sunset, whether it's being in a significant place together, whether it's taking a walk. She really does bring us together and help us make memories together. So many different ways. So I'm hoping that there's something useful in there for you today, to think about your relationship with nature and how you can bring more nature in. It doesn't always have to be a walk in nature's beauty. Obviously it can be, but it can be as simple as wearing a nature print, or having images of nature dotted around your house, having nature as a screensaver or wallpaper on your phone, making some calm, safe place meditations with your children. Yeah, you'll find loads of different suggestions on how to use nature as an anchor in Stand Tall Like a Mountain, if you want to broaden your toolkit there. And simple things like doing a tree pose. That's drawing on a metaphor in nature, and you'll find loads of inspiration on the Nourish app for how you can nourish yourselves, nourish your family, nourish your children, and come together. Well done. I hope that was useful. Enjoy pondering on what nature means to you, and broadening your toolkit, drawing on the therapeutic benefits of nature. Wishing you peace and ease, guys. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.